Hey everyone, today I'm going to explain why I think She-Hulk is too small in She-Hulk Attorney at Law, and to help explain my reasoning, I'm going to show you all a height chart and compare some different people. So here's my height chart, and here's me. I am 5'10", which is about the average size of a human male. That or maybe an inch taller. I think the average human male height is either 5'9" or 5'10", right? And then here's She-Hulk. She is 6'7", so significantly taller than me, the better part of a foot taller than me, but still nothing gargantuan, right? She's significantly bigger than me, but she doesn't look like a towering giant next to me either, right? And then let me throw some other people in here. Shaq, he's 7'1". He's a huge dude, definitely taller than She-Hulk. And then Margot Dydek, who was a WNBA player, she's 7'2", again bigger than She-Hulk. And then the tallest woman ever who has had her height confirmed, Zhang Jinlian, 8'2". So massively bigger than She-Hulk. So in comparison to these other three, She-Hulk's actually not looking very big at all. And I know that they're obviously outliers. These are some of the tallest people, tallest humans ever, right? But there's actually a lot of other people at 6'7" and up. For both men and women, there's still plenty of people at that height or taller in our world. I mean, obviously they're a minority, but I mean, especially I don't know, you look at the sports of basketball and volleyball. There's plenty of people in those sports who are 6'7" or taller. So at the end of the day, even though that's a minority of people, there's still not, it's not like just a handful either, right? So there's still, a good number of human beings who are as tall as She-Hulk or taller, which I think takes away from one of the biggest aspects of, She-Hulk's superhero-ness, right? So obviously, image, plays a part in being a superhero. For multiple reasons. I think, obviously, the practical side, right? If she's really big, I mean, a lot of her strength as a superhero comes to the fact that she's huge and she's really strong, right? Being a Hulk. So, obviously, in fights, if she's bigger, it's going to help her be a better fighter. But also in terms of image, right? In terms of because superheroes are able to do a lot of their good through inspiration, right? Being an inspiration to good people and then also inspiring fear in villains, right? So if she's bigger, she's going to be able to look like a better defender of humanity and also, have villains crap in their pants, right? So I think her being bigger would aid with both those things, her in fights and then just her as a symbol of, a heroic symbol, right? So how about instead of 6'7", what if She-Hulk was 7'7"? Or what about 8'7"? Or what about 9 feet tall? Now you see a huge difference, right? Before, I mean, she was half a head or a head taller than most people. It was noticeable, of course, but it wasn't anything massive, right? Now she's absolutely massive. Now she's humongous. She's gonna struggle to fit in vehicles and buildings and stuff. She's gonna stand out way more now. She's absolutely gargantuan, right? And I think that helps with both the two things I already mentioned. She's gonna be a lot better in a fight, and she's also gonna be a lot better of a heroic symbol, right? Inspiring fear in villains. Imagine if you're thinking about committing some crime and you hear that there's a Hulk running around who's like twice your size, right? If you weren't crapping your pants before, you're definitely gonna be crapping them now, right? And then also, this is a symbol. I think she's gonna be a lot more of a sign of hope, and people will be able to be more confident. Like, oh yeah, She-Hulk's out there, fighting for justice. She's gonna, defend me and defend us against, all the crazy villains that we've seen throughout the MCU, right? So I think this size does matter. Of course, there's a lot more to being a superhero than just your appearance, but it still does matter. Iron Man has a really cool looking suit for a reason, right? I mean, that's part of his look. That's part of what makes him a great symbol of hope, right? People think he looks great. He's a great looking hero who's on posters and everything, and a great sign for humanity, right? And of course, it also has practical functions as well, but I think appearance does matter. So, of course, this show does have a lot of other problems. I think there's a lot of problems with the story, a lot of problems with the characters, problems with the music selection. And I don't mean personal preference, I mean just placement, right? I think there's a lot of scenes where the music just doesn't match what's happening. It's just silly. Personal preference is a totally different thing. I love when She-Hulk had a Led Zeppelin shirt on. I'm a huge rock music fan. Some of the other music in the show just isn't my kind of music. which is fine, to each their own. But my point is, there were just a lot of times where I was watching the show and what was happening just didn't match up with the music at all, which is just silly. It's as if the people who chose the music weren't watching, what's happening. And then there's issues with CGI and a lot of other things that, are more crucial, right? I'd rather have those things fixed up and have a smaller She-Hulk than a big She-Hulk with the same other story problems, right? But at the end of the day, I do think while this is more trivial, I think it would be great to have a bigger She-Hulk who would be bigger, stronger in fights, and a greater kind of symbol of hope for humanity. This giant, huge superhero who's going to be, one of the top level Avengers with, the passing of people like Iron Man being dead now and Captain America hanging it up, and you need new superheroes to kind of rise to the front to be the biggest defenders of humanity. She-Hulk could very well be one of those new defenders, right? And while the story has its problems, I'm hopeful that they're going to be able to improve it and bring She-Hulk up as a better character in the future. And, if she's going to be one of these, frontline Avengers, I think her having a bigger size would simply just be better. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Would y'all prefer her to be bigger like I think, or do you like her how she is? Y'all let me know, and thank you so much for watching.